All right, we want to welcome everybody for here tonight for our Meet the Candidate night. I've got a couple announcements that I just want to go over. First thing is the county is saying ballots will be mailed on August 14th, so keep your eye on your mailbox. And then they need to be postmarked by Tuesday, September 5th in order to count, so just keep that in mind. We don't normally have it on the same day as the actual election, but because of Labor Day, they didn't want to lose those votes. So just keep that in mind. We do have 2 ballot boxes in Orem. One is on the north side of the library, kind of through that drive-through. And then there is one on the west side of the Orem Senior Friendship Center. So just for your information, those ballot boxes will be open 24 hours a day until 8 p.m. on September 5th, when all ballot boxes will be locked. One thing to remember is make sure you sign the back of your ballot. They have had a problem with that, so they just wanted to make sure that we let everyone know. And all of the results from the primary and also from the general election, you'll be able to find those on the Orem City website. That will link you to the Utah County website. So you can either go straight there or you can go to our website and it will link you through. And then just so you know, tonight's evening will be recorded and we'll be putting that on the website. So if you have friends that were not able to attend tonight, they can still listen to what the candidates have to say from our website. All right, so the schedule for tonight is we're going to start with a 3-minute introduction from each of our candidates. This will be timed just to keep it fair. The order that we chose is from the ballot order, so this will be the same order that they will be on the ballot. And after we go through all the instructions, then we're going to go to an open house out in the lobby, and then that will allow you to walk to each of the tables and speak with the candidates that you're interested in talking with. I do want to thank the library for letting us use this hall in the lobby. I'm also grateful for the city employees that have helped with putting together tonight's event. I'm grateful for the candidates who are here and willing to use their time to speak with you and answer any of your questions. And then I'm also super grateful for the voters here in the audience who took time out of their busy lives to be with us. I do need to make one announcement. Archie Williams was not able to make it tonight. He had a work conflict. And then I'm hoping that Mr. Sewell will also be here in a minute. He thought that he would be able to make it. All right, so we're going to start with our first candidate is Crystal Muhlestein. And as soon as she gets up here and starts speaking, the clock will start.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. And I want to also thank all of the city employees for organizing this event. I'd also like to thank my friends and family for all of their support. My name's Crystal Muhlestein, and I'm running for Orem City Council because Orem has been the best place for my husband and I to raise our family. We have 3 children, and we live in an absolute gem of a neighborhood. It's the kind of neighborhood where the kids are out running around between the houses, playing and just being kids. It's the kind of neighborhood where everyone knows one another, looks out for one another, and if you need to borrow a cup of sugar or something else, you just ask. I love our neighborhood. Orem truly is Family City, USA. We cannot take that for granted. It won't stay that way if we do not work to keep it that way. I'm running for Orem City Council for my children and yours. Families, neighborhoods, community. This is Orem. I want this kind of community to be available for my children to raise their families in one day. So what does that look like? It looks like caring for our first responders so they can care for us when we need them. It looks like keeping Orem affordable for all residents, whether it's the young family starting out or the senior citizens on a fixed income and everyone in between. The American dream is not to rent. It is to own and care for your own home. I want to encourage home ownership. Orem is a destination, not a thoroughfare. It means we must be mindful of how growth affects traffic patterns and the surrounding neighborhoods, and how we use the little undeveloped space we have left. As I have knocked doors and talked with residents all over Orem, residents like you and me, the two biggest concerns that I have heard are high-density housing and how it affects our amazing neighborhoods, and traffic concerns. We must ensure city government works for Orem residents, not special interests. We must protect our parks and family recreation for the next generation. And we need to support our local businesses. When businesses thrive, it creates quality jobs, goods, and services that benefit the whole community. This would be my focus and priority if I am elected. Orem is our home. Let's keep it feeling like home. If my vision for Orem aligns with yours, I ask for your vote. Let's work together to keep Orem a great place to live, work, and play. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Crystal. Next, we'll have Matt McKell.
Ooh, can I take this off of here? Yes. Okay, I'm Matt McKell. A little bit about me. A lot of times you hear people say, well, I grew up somewhere, or I grew up in Southern California, but I only lived there about 20, 21 years, and then came here, and we've been here 35 years. My wife and I came here in 1988 to come to school at BYU. I graduated as an accountant. Went and worked for a CPA firm here in Orem, Hawkins, Cloward, and Simister, and met some guys I really enjoyed working with, and became a CPA, and then we started our own firm and decided to put it here in Orem, McKell, Beaton, and Wynn. As a CPA firm, we do a lot of taxes for people, for small businesses, for individuals, and we also have audited small governments. We used to audit Juab County, Provo City, Wasatch County. So I have some experience in working with various business owners, various families, helping them manage their money, helping them save taxes, helping them make, big decisions in their lives. We have 5 children. 4 of them have decided to live here in Orem, and 3 of them run businesses here. So the future of Orem is my future, the future of my children, the future of my grandchildren. We love this place, and it's a gem. As you know, Orem wins a lot of awards as one of the best places to live in America. And it's because of you, it's because of me, it's because of our leadership here in the city, past leaderships of the city. And I think government obviously has a role. Sometimes I can complain about government with the best of them. I can say, well, they should do this, or they should do that, or they should get out of that, or jump into that. Government's role, in my opinion, is limited. Limited government is better government. The true government, or the most effective government, is in your own home, a mom and a dad governing their children and in their family. I believe our government here in Orem is top-notch. It's done a lot of great things and will continue to do a lot of great things. But we're at a crossroads where, as we grow, some things come up and some tough decisions are made. I'm also a real estate appraiser, and I go around the valley here along the Wasatch Front, and I see a lot of cities, and I drive through them sometimes and think, wow, what are they doing here? But I am proud of Orem. We do a lot of great things, and we'll continue to do a lot of great things. But the larger the government gets, the smaller the individual. So I think we got to be real careful that what we do as a government is protect life, liberty, and property, stick to what government is there for, and serve its citizens, listen to you, and move forward, and continue to be this great city of Orem, Utah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Matt. Next we have up Greg Duerden. I hope I said it right. He might fix it.
It's a hard name. My name is Greg Duerden. James chapter 1, verse 22, I think. Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. Ich bin ein Doer. I'm running for city council. We have had good city council, good mayors in the past. I think we have an excellent mayor currently. Not everyone on stage will agree with me, but Terry Peterson is leaving. I want to replace Terry and be the grumpy old man on the city council and tell the developers of apartment buildings like Midtown 360, like Woodbury's student housing that isn't. I want to tell them no, not even on your birthday. And I have a real good reason. Orem City is number 6 in the state. We're the 6th largest city in the state of Utah, but we are the 4th with the most people per square mile. Taylorsville, Kearns, and Midvale have more people per square mile than we do. We're number 4. Salt Lake City is number 52. Provo is number 38. What's wrong with those numbers? Well, one is we have a limited amount of land. We can't go up and annex Cascade Mountain. That's what Provo did. They went up and annexed a couple of 100 acres up behind Y Mountain for a ski resort that never showed up. That lowers the number of people per square mile because they have more square miles. We have 12,000 acres in this city limits. We have to protect those neighborhoods. We have to protect the families in those neighborhoods. And apartment buildings, homes close to apartment buildings have a lower property value. There's more noise, there's more crime, there's more blowing garbage from apartment buildings. We don't want to be Manhattan where there's 12 people per square foot. If you agree with me, please vote for Greg Duerden on September 5th.
All right, thank you, Greg. Next we have Chris Killpack.
My name is Chris Killpack, and I love Orem City, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to run for Orem City Council. I'm passionate about Orem. Orem is not a stop on a journey for me. Orem is the destination. During the past 6 decades in this community, my wife and I have raised 6 children and celebrated more than 40 decades of marriage. 4 decades of marriage. Ooh. I have earned engineering and MBA degrees from BYU, run my own business on State Street, and serve my community in countless ways, including the Boy Scouts of America and in ecclesiastical leadership. I even graduated from Orem High School. Go Tigers. For me, Orem is home. As a city council member, my focus will be to create relationships of trust within the city through building bridges of understanding, promote public dialogue, and work together for solutions, manage the city's growth through responsible planning, use fiscally sound principles to lead Orem into the future, support Orem City's employees and our local businesses. We have a dedicated workforce who are capable professionals and local businesses that help fund our city through taxes, and build our community's future through service. Orem citizens are bright, optimistic individuals who care about the future and are service-minded. Orem is a great place to live. The City Council is elected by Orem citizens to meet the needs of the city. I support ideas, not people. I will work with everyone on the City Council and Mayor, if elected, to move ideas along that will benefit all of Orem citizens. I support Orem's care tax. I support the budget raises that provided for our first responders in the police and fire departments to receive wage increases. I support the survey that polled Orem's employees to provide valuable information and ideas to help Orem continue to invest in our great employees and into the future. I support the council as they listened to Orem citizens and voted for a moratorium on the State Street Master Plan. There are those who have accused me of trying to profit from the State Street Master Plan because I own the home that I grew up on State Street and a small business that altogether is less than 1 acre of land. I agree with the moratorium on State Street Master Plan, and I do not stand to receive any personal or monetary benefits because the existing home and business will remain in place as they have existed for the past 84 years. I support the 71% of Orem voters that said creating an Orem school district was not a prudent idea as presented, but look forward to discussing ideas to help meet educational needs through continued discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, together we can build a bright future for the families of Orem in our neighborhoods throughout the city. Orem is Family City USA. We're all part of the family of Orem. I look forward to our collective bright future and ask for your support. I believe I provide leadership that gets results and experience to lead Orem into the future. Please vote for Chris Killpack, Orem City Council. Thank you.
He's a lot taller than me. All right, thank you, Chris. Next, we have Jeff K. Lambson.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Lambson, and I am running for re-election to the Orem City Council. I'm a proud, lifelong Orem resident. This is where I grew up. This is where I went to school. This is where I met my beautiful wife, Darla. Orem has been the nurturing ground for our 6 children. It's a place close to my heart. Orem is home. My commitment to Orem runs deep. Prior to serving on the City Council, I have served in many different ways and on different city committees. I have also served in significant leadership roles in other charitable service organizations. I have always sought to make a positive impact. My experience as president and CEO of a local Orem business gives me firsthand knowledge of challenges faced by small business owners. On a side note, I keep hearing that there are people out there saying that I am for thousands of high-density apartments on State Street. The fact is that as a member of the City Council, I voted for the moratorium that stopped that from happening. So, if you hear anyone saying that I am for thousands of apartments on State Street, will you please do me a favor and set them straight, whether it be on your porch or online or wherever it might be, and tell them that is not true. As your elected City Councilman, I will continue to listen to you, the citizens. As a concerned and thoughtful council member, I have truly listened to and represented the citizens, whether it was voting against an Orem-only school district split from Alpine School District, or voting for the moratorium on State Street, or many of the other situations that came across our table. I have always and will continue to listen to you. I will continue to protect our neighborhoods. Growth is always a concern. The key is how we manage that growth. A slow, thoughtful, methodical approach with smart, reasonable development where it makes sense and directing it away from areas where it does not make sense. I will continue to support our first responders and the city employees. I am endorsed by both the Orem Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 33 and the Professional Firefighters of Orem Local 2742 and our amazing employees here in Orem. We just did a survey of the employees with a 90% participation rate, and 80% of those employees that participated said that for their careers, Orem is going in the right direction. I will continue to work with other community partners to build a better Orem and continue to uphold the values that make Orem Family City, USA. In closing, I would like to read from a letter of endorsement from the professional firefighters of Orem. Quote, Councilman Lambson, his inclusive approach to governance aligns with our values of hard work, integrity, honor, and initiative. Councilman Lambson embodies these qualities in his dedication to serving our community and his tireless efforts to make Orem a better place for all residents. I'm Jeff Lambson. I'm running for re-election to the Orem City Council, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Next, we'll hear from Spencer Rands.
My name is Spencer Rands, and I'm running for Orem City Council because this is where I've chosen to raise my family. I want to be a part of making Orem Family City, USA for years to come. I live here with my wife and my 5 kids. My oldest son is 8 years old, and my youngest daughter is just 6 weeks old. We are very invested in making sure that Orem stays family friendly for the long haul. For the last 4 years, I've served on the Orem Care Commission, making sure that all of those funds go towards groups and organizations that benefit Orem. I'm a huge supporter of our first responders. I want to make sure that they have everything they need to do their jobs and to do them well. And 4 years ago, that wasn't the case. We were losing them. They were leaving to other cities. I advocated at that point for the creation of a public safety commission. That commission was created in 2022, and I have served on that commission since its creation. And I can tell you that a lot has improved. A lot has been done to make it better for them, but there's still more to do to make sure that our first responders are our first priority. I'm very proud to be able to announce that I am an endorsed candidate by the Orem Fraternal Order of Police, and I'm very humbled for their support behind me in this campaign. My background is business. I've run businesses from everything from restaurants to education. I know what it means to stay in a budget and how to run a successful business, and I believe that that will help me to run Orem and to make sure that it's running efficiently so that we don't end up needing to raise taxes or fees, because that is the only way that we're going to be able to keep Orem affordable and bring families here. There's a lot going on in Orem. A lot of people are concerned about the growth coming to Utah County and how are we going to handle it. And I can tell you right now that if we want to be able to responsibly grow and handle the growth that's coming to Utah County, we need to make sure that we are not allowing poorly planned, high-density housing to encroach on our neighborhoods. We need to make sure that we are growing responsibly and that we are always concerned about infrastructure and neighborhoods and families. If we do these things and we're conscious of these things, then we can grow responsibly and Orem can continue to be a wonderful place to live. There's a lot of division and divisiveness over the past year and a half here in Orem over several issues. And I want to be a councilman that can unite, that listens to all sides of the issues. My promise to you as your councilman, I will always put finding solutions to Orem's problems ahead of winning arguments. My name is Spencer Rands, and I'm asking for your support in the upcoming election for Orem City Council.
All right, thank you, Spencer. So our next candidate is Heather M. Fry.
I see several familiar faces as I've been going through this process of having a fire hose coming at me full force while I ride a roller coaster. The journey of being a candidate has been very daunting, as I've often been and most comfortable being behind the scenes, being the person who is a foot soldier for a cause greater than myself, being there to support those who choose to stand in front, for those who choose to put so much of their time and energies and talents into causes that they believe in, whether that is education, strengthening their neighborhoods, helping their neighbor, helping our city. My husband and I bought our home in Orem in 2007, but we have been a part of Utah County for over 20 years. I have watched the dynamic growth that has come to Orem, and I've been excited and nervous, and as I talk to neighbors over the years, and as I talk to residents, I feel very confused at the growth that we've made, and yet the sense of wonder at, well, the city doesn't really care about what we as residents think. And I hear that over the past 10 years as I've watched massive developments and projects go in. How can the city not care about us? Look at all the amazing things that they've provided for our children, for our communities, for our neighborhoods. And so I started asking questions. I started attending meetings. I started following the campaign 2 years ago, and I've continued to seek greater understanding of the issues facing Orem and who are reaping the benefits of Orem's development. I strive to learn who and what are credible sources, what the motives were behind past administrations, and those that benefit from policies, proposals, and plans that will permanently alter the city of Orem, the place that we love to attend farmers markets, to attend summer movies, concerts at the Shell, car shows, the newly minted Orem Fest, which I helped volunteer at. I am tenacious in studying the issues, and I'm tender because of how much I love people and want to learn about their struggles and how we can reach each other and across the divide. I have deep roots in Orem now, and in all that I do, I prioritize service, sacrifice, and integrity, balanced with efficiency and effectiveness. As a member of your city council, I will bring my decades of volunteer experience, my dedication to residents, and my hope to retain the honor and heritage that have earned us the title Family City USA. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Heather. Our next candidate is Jenn Gale.
Well, my name is Jenn Gale, and I am so happy to be here with all of you today. My husband and I have lived in Orem for 18 years. We have 6 children at every level of the school system, from elementary school to college. My professional career has spanned the private sector and the public sector over 25 years. Most recently, I have managed 2 youth nonprofit groups here in Orem, and I have loved it. I volunteered to coach Orem High's swim team, even though I'm not a swimmer, and I also coach the mountain bike team, and the youth of our city have such a special place in my heart. I love them. I am currently a student at BYU getting my master's degree in public administration, and I will be done 3.5 months into my first term if I'm elected. And it's really fun for me to be in this building today because I chaired the committee that advocated that we build Library Hall and the new rec center, so it's fun to see that come full circle. I'd like to share a little story about something that happened to me a few weeks ago. My family and I went to the rodeo, and I was late because I was late. Actually, I was with you guys at the candidates night. I got to the rodeo late. I was in the parking lot, and they started saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So I put my hand over my heart. I couldn't see anything because outside of the arena, I couldn't see the flag. And as I sat there, I just listened. And one line stood out to me in a way that it hadn't before. And it was this: one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That word indivisible just screamed at me. Do you know what it means? Not divided, unable to be separated. When we put our hands over our hearts and say that sacred Pledge of Allegiance, we are pledging that we will be not divided. And I want to make sure that's how we are in Orem. I feel like over the last year, we've seen more division than I would like. I am a community builder. I want to build Orem. And I'll do that in 3 ways. The 3 principles of my campaign are this. First, build relationships of trust. Great things happen when we have relationships of trust. And we have a great opportunity as residents and as city council members to build that trust between the city council and its staff, between the city council and residents, between the city council and other entities that we work with. The second is that great solutions come when we collaborate. If we're in this for I win, you lose, we all lose. My goal is to find win-win solutions to elevate all of us. When we both win, all of us win. And the third thing is that constructive dialogue starts when we listen. Everyone in this city has a voice, and it matters, and I want to hear what that voice is. So Orem faces a lot of challenges, whether it's high-density housing or traffic on State Street, or what's our relationship with the Alpine School District, or any number of things. But we will not be able to solve those challenges unless we can do it by trusting, collaborating, and listening. And I commit to doing those things. My name is Jenn Gale, and I hope you'll vote for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Next, we have David Edward Garber.
Hi, I'm Dave Garber, and I am passionate about freedom. I was born in Northern Virginia in 1975, grew up in the Reagan years, and I developed very early a love for religion and family and politics, and those have been my lifelong passions. I came to school here in 1993 to study physics at BYU and fell in love with the area. Ended up spending most of my adult life here just because I love it so much. So Virginian by birth, but Utah by choice. And I also met my wife here. We just got married a bit over a month ago. We're looking forward to starting a family here in Family City, USA. And I just got involved in running this year for City Council because I just love freedom. And I've just wanted for a long time to get more involved in doing what I can to try to promote it. I learned along the way that there are certain moral principles that govern everything, including our use of force on others. And one way to describe those, I believe, is that we have rights. We each have rights to ourselves, to the fruits of our labors. We have certain limited rights of our children as they mature. We have rights to contract, to defend ourselves. And because of those rights, we can form organizations. We can charter organizations, political systems to assist us in defending those rights from others' aggression. And that's their proper role. And I don't think they're well suited for much else. Some people try to use them for all sorts of purposes. Want to, have recreation centers or other things that I think are really nice, but I think they're much better run by entrepreneurs. Governments are slow, deliberative organizations that use force, and I think they're much better suited for defending rights and not for much else. So my passion is about trying to limit the size and scope of government, to focus on what government does best. I want our police to be as effective as possible. I'm rather concerned about some of these ongoing trends to try to nationalize and militarize and dumb down our police officers, and I think those are not good trends. I think our police officers should stay local and should stay in accordance with the Constitution, due process, and I just want to help make sure that continues to happen. And as for other things like regulating the economy, I think the economy works best when it's free. Every time you try to subjugate the economy to politicians, and so to make it do whatever the politicians want, even if there's majority support for it, I think you tend to get worse results when the market's left free. And I think that applies to zoning too. I know there's some people who want to zone the city for more high-density housing served by public mass transit, which is here in Utah very heavily subsidized. And in fact, I understand when for every $1 people pay in fare, taxpayers are forced to cough up about $4 to pay the rest. And I just don't like, I don't, that's not my vision for Orem, to have more high density houses like that. But there are a lot of others, I think, who want to use zoning to compel there to be more single family homes here in the city. I like that a lot better, but still, I think any time you use force beyond what it's supposed to be used for, beyond defense. Oh, am I going over time? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll end that. We can talk later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, David. So next we have Mike Carpenter.
My name is Mike Carpenter, and I'm running for Orem City Council. I've been married for 31 years to an amazing woman. I have 3 wonderful children, and I'm a lifelong resident of this beautiful town. In that lifetime, I've watched us grow from about 30,000 people to about 100,000 people. I've seen a lot of great changes and a few major flops. As your council member, I will give you my oath to always focus on the care and well-being of the people of our city. I am dedicated to preserving the integrity of our neighborhoods, the communities they foster, and what makes Orem such a great place to live. I will stand behind our first responders and ensure they are given the support and resources necessary to properly serve us. I will demand proper infrastructure exists for all new development, and I will work to find solutions to rectify the poor decisions of the past. I commit to being fiscally responsible in all budgetary and spending issues, recognizing that it is you who is funding everything that we do. As a serving member of the Planning Commission, I've gained insight into the existing zoning, the zoning process, and the ordinances within the city, which will enable me to better serve you as a councilman. As a member of the Orem Front Runner Station Area Plan, I have an understanding of the outside influences the city is facing, and I know how and when to push back. I have experience working with city, county, and state officials, and will use those relationships and experiences to better serve you when working on issues with our neighbors. I intend on working with city leaders to find more options for dedicated walking and biking trails, improving the safety of our current biking options, and looking for opportunities to increase parks in our remaining open spaces. I support efforts to bring in more organizations who will provide us with greater access to the arts and cultural venues to enrich our lives and those of our children. I strongly oppose the BRT, the bus rapid transit line down State Street, and the high-density zoning that would be required if we accept it. Busing should be flexible, a flexible resource that can shift with demand. We are 95% built out, so our development needs to be thoughtful and take into account the broad impact it may have to an existing area. In closing, I promise to be your representative and not your politician, to be approachable and honest in my dealings with you. I am not funded by any PAC or special interest group and not beholden to any organization. I ask for your vote this September for Orem City Council. Thank you.
All right, I don't think Mr. Sewell made it. So what we're gonna do now is if you guys will just pause a minute in your seats, we're gonna allow the candidates to go out into the lobby and go to their tables. And then for the next, hour and 15, 20 minutes, it's open house. Just go to the tables that you want to, speak with the candidates you wanna speak with. And we just appreciate everyone coming. Thank you.